hear deletes. Birds chirping in the background. Hello, survivors, and welcome to Reality Skewed Gamers State of Survival Friday night live stream. Hello to all the RSG skewers in the chat, all of our new friends, all of our haters. Welcome to everyone. We appreciate you coming and joining and being part of this discussion stream. Let me introduce, I'm T McVenom, FYI. Let me introduce the rest of our panel. We have a special guest. She's joined us before, but this is her first full reveal, and we're super excited. She's adorable. What is it? Delete.
I don't think we're on.
No, we're on.
We're on.
I can hear it. I just had to mute.
He's always got to be. He's got to be the star. This is what he does.
Yep. We're on.
Yeah, we're on.
We're on.
With that being said, I'm T McVenom. That guy, handsome guy, is Delete from State 125. We have Daedric up there in the cat dad shirt with this ridiculous hat on. Tell us about your toboggan.
Cheese platter.
Is that a chicken hat, really?
Yes, it's a chicken hat and a cheese platter, but frickin' Karen / Emily is sleeping.
And you did all this for her?
No, the cheese platter is for her.
The chicken hat was for me. I said I would show my face if you wore the hat.
So now to Miss Beautiful Ducky here in the right bottom corner. I think she's right bottom corner for you guys. She's on state 115? 114. Yes. 115. Miss Queen Bee Ducky, we call her Ducky. We love her. She's been on the stream a couple times, and she's playing on a new state with me in Delete 359. We're enjoying having her there. So thank you for joining us, Ducky.
Thanks for having me. I kind of crashed the party today.
It's a welcome crash. We appreciate you jumping in. So guys, tonight's stream, and I'm sorry I just hit that. Let me know if the sound is weird. I've been fiddling with it with streaming, so I don't know if it's great or not, but tonight's stream is called If You Were a Dev, meaning we're going to collect, we have collected, Daedric actually mostly has done this, done a lot of work on it, collecting suggestions about what you would do if you were a developer or if you were on the dev team, what kind of changes you would make to State of Survival. So we're doing this because we have noticed quite a few changes that have happened, and we don't want to toot our own horn, but we think that some of those changes might have come through because of the community engagement in some of the streams and in some of the Discord channels, that we have been talking so much about the things that we want to see, and they're watching and they're listening and they're reading, and some of those changes are happening. So it's not perfect game, but they're working on it, and that's hopeful for us. So we want to keep that ball and that momentum rolling forward. With just getting the suggestions that we have to the devs. Daedric's put a lot of effort into gathering them. I've gathered some, and we will read them out, and we'll discuss them as we read them out, but we're also going to format those in a written format for the devs and give them for them to review as well afterwards. So if you have any suggestions that you haven't previously turned in on some of the Discord channels, you can put your suggestion in the chat in the form of suggestion. With it afterwards, just like you do the question format, and we'll try to pick those up with Nightbot, and if we don't get to them in the stream, at least we'll pick them up and get them to the devs for you. So yeah, that being said, I think that's all the mechanics of it. Please be respectful in chat too. Let's not do any bashing of devs, just don't be hateful. We're doing this for constructive growth here, so just be respectful. The first thing I want to do, though, before we start, we have 2 codes tonight. The first one I'll give now, and the second one I'll give later. They're each worth 1,000. They are limited time use, so go ahead, if you have your phone up, go ahead and throw in the code. And don't spread it out. This is for streamers. This is for people in the stream. So don't be posting it in your Discords and your game chats and stuff. We're going to do this just for the stream, people watching the stream. You snooze, you lose kind of thing. So the first code is scenario, and that one is worth 1,000 biocaps. And then I'll post the second code later on at the end of the stream, guys. So go ahead and redeem your codes. Daedric, how do you want to start this, buddy?
Well, first off, I want to thank everyone in the Discord for participating. The conversation this past week has been really productive. I want to thank Devil Decipher specifically from the Discord, who really helped in consolidating and putting together the list. We had a channel where all the suggestions were being placed, and she helped consolidate them into another channel where they were really easy to filter through and just change the verbiage and make sure we didn't have anyone doubling up on the same suggestion. But it was so great to see when this was launched how successful it was so quickly. It shows people are really passionate about the game, passionate about the community and building it. And I want to, just quote McVenom earlier, what she said. The streams have really had an impact as of late over the past couple of weeks. A lot of suggestions that we have made from everyone's voice that has been speaking, and even you guys in chat, has really made an impact in the game. And I know, we have the tendency to be negative in a lot of cases, but I do have to admit that there is some serious progress coming through on the game. So I just want to thank you guys for your participation. Regarding McVenom mentioning that we're going through a list, so I'm going to be reading out the suggestions from the suggestion channel. The panel here, I'm going to be giving a brief pause after each suggestion, and if we want to open up the discussion on the point, we will. If nobody says anything, then we'll move on to the next suggestion and just keep going. And then obviously the chat and the chat box is open for you guys to toss in comments as well. Venom, did you want to do beans, or did you want to start with Discord?
I mean, I can go ahead and do beans. That way you can kind of keep your flow going and keep your mark. Also, I wanted to do like a quick, we do this in all of our streams. We just do a shout out, especially to the people that just first get here and they've been waiting forever. I'm just going to shout out some of the people in the stream. Tits of Fury, Bean, Lady Godiva. Let's see. Gare Bear. Gare Bear is a new player. As I said, we delete Ducky and I and Affinity, because Finn's a new player. We joined 359 just to kind of get a feel for the new states, see what all the hub was about, and it's pretty cool. I have to say it's a completely different game, and I'm really digging it.
Very different.
Yeah, I'm digging it a lot, actually. The territory tower play is a lot of fun. But Gare Bear is one of our new players, and he's a lot of fun. He's really trying hard to learn the game. So thanks for joining, man. Red Rocket, Ashril, I think I'm saying that right. Costas, Hunter, S28. Let's see who else we have. Colossus, what's up, man? Still love that sweater video. I'll never forget it. Defender, your Queen Bee Ducky. We have in this stream. Ruben, I think King. What's up, King? He's on 125 too. Pikachu, ASDF. Savagery Gaming, Teddy. What's up, Teddy? If you guys haven't seen Teddy's channel, it's amazing. I love her channel. She's got some great info in there. Thanks for joining, Teddy. Let's see, Foxy. Hey there, girl. I love Foxy. She's also in 359 with us. I think that's about it. I think I hit everybody. If I missed you, I'm so sorry. I'm looking hard. Daniel T. Affinity, of course. The noob himself. And Killer Nikki. Hello, darling.
Hey. Thanks, everybody, for letting us hang out with you on Friday nights, hanging out with us.
Oh, actually, I wanted to bring that up, too. Friday nights are getting so tough for me, guys, like for just like rushing in from work because I'm doing 12-hour shifts, rushing home. I still have wet hair right now from taking a shower. How would you guys feel about a change of week, a weeknight change? Let me know. Send me a DM. Actually, don't. Well, no, you send me a DM. Send Daedric a DM. Send Daedric a DM about how, what days you think that's payback for the whole old jokes from the last stream. Don't think I forgot about that, mister. Aaron Knight, what's up? So send him a DM about what nights you think would be good. I'm thinking we have other RSG stuff going on, so it can't be like Wednesday nights out. We have Tuesday nights PC gaming on Twitch, so some nights are out, but I'm thinking maybe a Saturday night. I don't know. just think about it, what you would think about changing that day up. I have to talk to Finn a little more. He'll probably kill me for doing that on stream, but anyway. Yeah, so that being said, there we go. Thank you guys for joining us, like Delete said, on your Friday night. We appreciate it. It's going to be a fun night.
Finity already DM'd me.
He already did. And hello, Durgan. Hold on, I gotta pull my glasses off real slow. Durgan likes that. Okay. Okay, go ahead, Delete. I mean, Daedric, hit us. Oh, I'm gonna do beans first, right? I wanted to do beans first because she had some really good suggestions. And I know that she said that she had some more after the update hit, but we'll get to those hopefully in another time. But I'm going to add them to the list. If you have any more, you can send them to me. So these are from Bean. Bean is actually a really good player on 125. Respect the hell out of her. Rod is obviously our enemy in state, but I can still totally respect Bean. I love her as a person and as a player. She's great. So anything that she says, I'm going to listen to usually. So her suggestions were, if I were a dev, and these are not in the order of her desire, just as she thought of them. So make troops easier to build and recover. A war game is about battle, and if it's too expensive, time and money to build troops, then it discourages people from playing. Do you guys want to like talk about them afterwards, or you want to listen to all of them and then pick out the ones that we really feel strongly about and that we want to discuss? What do you think, Daedric? She's got quite a few of them.
I think hearing them all and then picking through the ones they want to talk about. I just feel like if we actually pick as we go, then we're going to be here for 6 hours.
I know. We're already always talking.
Kind of what we do.
So, I thought 2 hours was a thing.
Yeah.
We try to, but it's impossible.
Wait, I have never made it under an hour, ever.
No.
Give us the ability to transfer resources and gift items in backpack or purchases to gift using biocaps to our alliance members. I think the problem with this is it's a double-edged sword because it can get really dangerous if you have an alliance full of like 5 or 6 really heavy spenders. They can really just OP a whole alliance and destroy everything to make it not fun for everybody else. However, I do see the need for being able to trade resources. I think her suggestion is great if it had a cap. Like, put a cap on exactly how much. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it goes back to the marketplace building, and my piece on it is the devs need to make a very simple decision. Number one, do we remove the information off of the market building, telling people that they have the ability to do it, but they can't because it's not a function? Or do they actually make an announcement saying this is an upcoming update? They have to make a decision because now it's been sitting there and everyone who logs into the game and reads the marketplace is under the assumption they can trade.
Yeah, it's laid out pretty clearly too of what you can do, and if you upgrade this building, you can actually trade that much more, and it doesn't mean anything. Anything at all. Place. I mean, there's definitely things that multiple players can't use. Like right now, especially my chief gear in the beginning was like, I have tactical design maps. I have 4,000 more than I need. So if I could trade that for just different pieces of gear, it would be of service. Like anything could be better than absolutely nothing. Than it just sitting in my account and looking in my backpack and seeing it and just being like, wow, that's just a complete waste of money right there. And that's a shame.
Yeah. Provide more ways to get alliance points, such as points for reinforcing, defending bases, alliance showdown damage rewards, and basically any event that requires alliance participation. If they participate, they get alliance points for use in the store. Now, this was out of all of her suggestions, this was my favorite because the game becomes very stagnant, very quick once you hit a certain level or once you are in a state with other players at a certain level that you can't do a whole lot. Like our state, we can't do a whole lot in bunkers and facilities. So our enjoyment of the game is within our alliance. And so this type of suggestion makes it where we're still enjoying the game and still playing with our friends and still have some competitiveness within our alliance based on how much we participate and how good we are at the game. So I love this suggestion. I think it's great. Being allow biocaps to purchase cheap gear tools, alloy gear design, badge tags, mercenary influence, hero gear tools, and set designs.
Yeah. that would be tremendous. Because, right now, the best thing for me to use caps on is speeding up troops, or maybe doing like speeding up my chief gear. But it's such an investment to do when you have it. It's like that it should be better. There should be more uses for caps. And if I could just buy pieces of gear, even if it's a worse trade-off value than actually purchasing them, if I have excess caps, I should be able to use it for something like that.
Anybody else? No.
In way to go. These are awesome.
Yeah, they are. I like it. Inline auto translator, so we don't have to hit the translate every time. Also create a way to correct the translator and reward those that help fix it. So interesting enough, they do have a translating team. They have people that volunteer, and if you volunteer for the translator team, I think they give you some in-game rewards, compensation for volunteering to help make the translator better. The translator, I can't imagine how hard it is to make a translator like that, but sometimes it's hilarious to me. It's so hilarious. Somebody said Haya in chat the other day, and I hit the translate. This is with the new update, and it translated to shame. Just shame. The word shame. So weird. But I do think the censor is the biggest pet peeve I have. That, and the new update now has everyone's name is so tiny, and I'm, as Daedric likes to point out, I'm super old. So I cannot see these little names in the chat. So that bugs me.
Really do.
What?
Individual timestamp that
yeah,
used to
the timestamp's gone.
a lot better. Now it's great. Because
Yeah.
you're like, wait, where's it go? 5 seconds ago.
Yeah. That and the translator. I like the auto translator where you don't have to click the button every time. But I feel like that might be a little bit tricky, because if you don't have to click the button, you might think that someone's actually saying that. Like, they come across really rude or offensive when really it might be just a translator making it sound that way, and you might not realize that it was translated. So I guess maybe it could have a little icon or something there, but that's a good suggestion. Fix the censor by placing a space in front and behind the targeted censor words or phrases. Example, button should not be censored to **** on. Agree.
Yeah.
And like our Alliance mail annoys me because I can't type trap. I can't type button. I can't. There's so many shields. We can't use the word shield in a game where they sell shields. It's insane. I don't understand why is even shield.
Technically, it's called a peace flare.
Yeah.
So
why? I don't understand. What is the word? Why is shield censored in the first place? Like, what is it? Is it a bad word somewhere that I'm not aware of?
No, actually, you're better off cursing in bad words if you want to, or in like a different language in order to curse at all, because that gets translated, period, perfectly. So I've seen that.
Just put accents on the letters.
That's what I do. I always put the little umlaut over the vowels, and that's all it takes.
You can get around it.
Improve the rewards for bigger battle events, bigger rewards for states and alliances in state warfare, capital RR showdown, and a fortress fight. I'm sure Daedric's probably got lots of those suggestions about reward improvement, because people are investing a lot into this game, money and time. The reward should be equal to the time investment, I feel. Be more aggressive in merging states or open the state border so anyone can port to new states at any time and can join alliances in the new states. Daedric, what do you think about that?
That it's actually funny. That was, if I was going to give one suggestion of my own tonight, that was going to be it. The game is old enough and is at a point where migration needs to be a thing. Like, so we have right now, you have the suggestions from Bean, and I've got another 120 others from the Discord, and however other many people have suggestions. But migration by far is the number one thing that the dev team should be working on. And it's, a concept similar to other games where you buy your way into another state, but there's restrictions. So for example, I wouldn't be able to go into state 359 because it's not old enough and hasn't reached a certain threshold of age. So there are restrictions and certain requirements that you have to meet to go to another state, but they can set up migration passes. Again, you can buy your way in. There's events for it. So there's many ways to do it. But if you want the game to continue growing at the level the devs are investing in the new states, migration has to be implemented, and it has to be implemented soon. And I'm talking within the next 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, it's crazy that they're doing a new state every day at this point, and that blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's taken off. People are like, people in 359. I mean, state's not old at all. People are racing through the game. So it's
new
it's definitely
players too, new to the game players.
yeah.
Like
So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So I agree. The merge needs to be. It's so funny that we keep pushing our goals along with our streams. Our goal for a long time was SVS. We've gotten that. Our next goal has got to be, I think, state merge, like the older states emerging, or of equal importance would be bringing some of the new aspects of the new states into the older states. Like either or, something's got to happen to like rebuild these older states and revitalize them.
Yeah, Venom, I think that's a really good point that you mentioned, is one or the other, because to your point, if they were to implement the new state system mechanics to the old states, you would absolutely get people bringing in old accounts or new accounts just for the sake of, hey, this state now has what 359 has, so I don't necessarily need to go into a new state. People can really now choose and have the same experience no matter where they go.
Yeah, agreed. So she's got a few more. Provide detailed battle reports for Showdown. I think that's a good one because we don't know how Showdown really works still. We've got some theories about it, but without reports, you don't really know. You can rewatch the battles, but you don't really know what's really going on there.
Right.
Provide the ability to put whatever heroes we want in an attack or rally, regardless of specialty, i.e., 3 infantry or 2 raiders and 1 hunter, etc. She mean like hero types.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So this kind of goes along. We had brought this up, not the last stream, but the stream before, about you having a more dynamic setup for your hero combinations. And that right now we have a formula, we have a meta. Everybody uses the same formula and the same meta. That if they would somehow switch it up to where you don't have such a programmed slot, you could actually theory craft your attacks and theory craft your defenses and really make it a little bit more fun. I think that's a really good point, Bean. What do you guys think?
The issue I see with that is the moment you allow the same hero type, you're now messing with the stats. The whole purpose of having one of each hero type is statistics, because there's an infantry, a hunter, and a rider. But the moment you make 3 infantry, what happens to your hunter and your rider? Like the stats are completely gone and just zero because you don't have a hero or gear to support it. And the game itself is based off the algorithm of 3 different troop types for attack and defense. Like, for example, if I was to right now attack somebody with just infantry, I'd get slaughtered. So, it's really difficult to work something like that, specifically with how the game is set up with its algorithms.
It would probably slow up, because you could probably get together and you just say, all right, this part of the alliance only concentrate on upgrading your infantry. And then this part do rider and this part hunter. So it actually would probably change the spend pattern of the game, where you wouldn't have to, where you were changing where the money was going, as opposed to equaling it out and kind of guaranteeing the spend. You could actually alter it to kind of make it, less beneficial to a dev. So I don't know if that would be possible. It would be cool to have a little bit of a twist on being able to alter your abilities, your stats, as opposed to just saying, Maddie, just Miho, Zoe, and Ash. Miho, Zoe, and Ash. Miho, Zoe, and Ash. So it would be cool to kind of reinvigorate the old, legendary heroes that you had in order to make them viable again,
Add defensive gear for Chief and the ability to switch between the gear easily. Yeah, I kind of like that, but at the same time, that's just one more thing that we need to buy and to get and to grind towards. But if it's I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Because they're gonna ask for a biocap switch cost to switch between the gear. You know?
Well, ironically enough, there was a function where once you reached a certain VIP level, you could switch gear sets. So your gear set
P12.
that one gear. The issue with that though is there was never a purpose for gear set 2 ever. So
it was like they had half of a system set up for something they were going to do in the future and then decided they weren't doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm distracted by the ridiculous troll in chat right now. I can't even deal with it. I can't even do it. Move at a faster pace to bring both old and new states to the same gameplay. Provide the older states some of the features of the newer states, such as alliance resources. So this is what we had spoke to earlier about bringing some of the older states, some of the new features, and not forgetting the older states. So those were great tips, being suggestions. We're going to add those to the list for the devs. You guys can put suggestions in your format in the chat, and I'll collect those in Nightbot. Daedric's going to go over some of his that he has collected, and then we'll go into questions and stuff.
Sure. So I'll give a brief pause after each one because it is quite a list. So feel free to jump in right away as I go, and I'll give you guys like 5 seconds between each one. And if no one says anything, I'll just keep going. So remove the animation after you give timer help, or make it
for the love.
Make it interactive, at least like it was before the recent update.
Yeah.
Ducky, you hate that, don't you? You hate it so much.
Yeah. It serves no purpose. And the reason that suggestion was made is when they originally added it, you could interrupt it. And then the update landed, and now you actually have to wait for the screen to do its thing and then go away, and then you get your screen back. Like the whole thing is completely unnecessary. Doesn't even need to be there. Yeah. Chat censorship, I think that was mentioned from Bean. Fix Gen 4 Heroes issue on Alliance Showdown event. I don't know, I'm not sure what that's referring to.
Alliance Showdown event? What? Say that again?
Fix Generation 4 Heroes. So Jarrett, Ernie, and
oh, gotcha.
And Zach. Fix them on Alliance Showdown event. There's apparently issues with them.
Oh.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Like I was not even aware that that was an issue.
I've got them at 60, so they're not max. So I don't really use them yet in anything.
I don't have one of them, I don't think.
Removing and reverting the items some people crafted and researched after buying the custom crates with the wrong numbers. So this refers to the custom crate that was released at reset yesterday that contained 27,000 parts rather than 9,000. And so what had happened was, and a whole bunch of people have screenshots, is the developers team had actually gone into people's accounts and removed material. So they had paid for the product that was advertised, but the materials were removed. And the devs came back, or customer service, whoever, stated that they would be able to exchange for the dollar amount of another bundle. So they were not honoring refunds. Instead, they were offering exchanges for people.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
It's not our fault that they messed up.
Yeah, I don't know, but how have they? So I guess my thing is, I don't want to like bash them about a mistake that's happened unless I know that they are not rectifying it. So have they tried to rectify the situation, or is this this is what they've done to solve it? Is just take it all out, or
yes,
is there more to come?
The system message that was sent through, because they did send through a system message to all chiefs. They had apologized for the inaccurate advertisement of gear. And what they stated they were doing is they were going into people's accounts and removing the materials. And so even if you had already crafted, in some cases, people were reporting they lost battle power. So some people were logging in and they had 4 to 6 million battle power missing, which was the gear that they had actually bought. So they had bought the gear and then they lost the battle power afterwards. And so
Gotcha.
the solution the devs came back with, again, I don't know if it was the devs or customer service or whoever, had responded by saying that we'll give you an exchange of equal value, but they would not return the gear.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's no bueno. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you get what you pay for. You know, if it's tagged something, you know, at Walmart, if it's 99 cents, no matter what it is, and it rings up in the computer 99 cents, it's 99 cents. You know, that's just error. That's you know, nothing that was caused except for something internal of your company. So not stand by that's kind of rough. And then it'd be like, oh, unless that's like a first ditch effort, like, hey, maybe we can kind of keep the money. Let's try and offer this solution. And if people escalate and they go, no, I just want my money back, maybe they would return it. But that's a far stretch. And to kind of not give people that option right off the bat, it's kind of.
so Ricky Bobby said lost BP because the total hero BP was being tainted by hero gear. The last update was bugged, so they fixed it.
I feel like that was a different issue. And it affected actually a pretty good amount of people where it actually stayed the same. But I know people that dropped 4 million BP. Because
that's a lot of BP to drop. It really
Yeah.
is.
you go to sleep and you're like, whoa, did I get a what happened here? And it was just a miscalculation system on your BP to begin with. Which sucks, because that sucks, especially when you're a free to play and you see yourself drop 4 million. For a free to play player to drop 4 million, that's a big piece to make up.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm still kind of like hoping, like what Daedric said about, was it a customer service fix or was it a developer fix? Because I think that is a huge piece to what needs to be fixed is the customer service if it was them. And if it was a developer fix, that is shady. And I really hope that it wasn't. I hope it was a customer service issue and that we can fix it by fixing customer service. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah. And to actually build on that point, and what I've noticed now, they are absolutely two different entities, and I confirm that by reading the system mail we get, which is developer, and customer service response, which is the tickets, are completely different. The language and the verbiage used in the system mail that we've been getting lately is by far has a lot more quality to it and content in comparison to the responses we get from tickets. So there is an absolute communication gap right between head office and service department.
yeah, absolutely. Ducky, I see she's like, I lost internet. If you need to pop off or not share face screen at all just to get better connection, don't worry. Feel free to do whatever you need to.
It's the Wi-Fi. It's not something that, it's just messed up.
So are you in the South? Because we have a hurricane approaching us right now. It's going to be here on Sunday. So we're kind of waiting for that to happen. Internet's
Alabama.
gonna start getting sketchy. You in the same boat I am then. Go ahead, Daedric. Sorry. Didn't mean to.
All good. Resource trading, we went over that already. Make an exchange event for hero badges, value vouchers, books, and other relevant items that are sitting in backpacks for months for players.
Oh yeah.
Merge states or allow other players to pay to move as long as the state intel is complete. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Change the screen when going from wilderness to HQ or HQ to wilderness. It is currently white and it's too bright for nighttime gameplay.
Oh, that's an interesting play.
So those are what we like to call quality of life fixes. They're not really huge as far as battle mechanics and things like that, but just small things that make the game more enjoyable. Like being able to auto some of your explorer missions in your intel, like little things that just take out the tedious and take out the annoying and add more fun to the game. And that's probably one of those easy, quick fixes that they could do for as a quality of life fix. I do. Yeah. I agree. You're laying in bed and then all of a sudden you get a big flash of light that lights up your face.
What do we got here?
What's up, girl?
The Alliance Hospital function. Is it going to be implemented or not? So they're referring to the fact that we have technology you can research for an alliance hospital, but is that actually going to be a function?
I feel like it's got to be. I feel like it's got to be down on the list somewhere, and they just haven't gotten to it yet, right? Like, why else would they put that or put marketplace on the game without really intending to use it at some point?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
add March speed in old states, like the 15% new states are enjoying. So they're referring to the fact that you can research March speed technology. So we'd like to see that. Even if they were just to give us one technology in old states, it would be March speed would be great. Please make the badge exchange more than 10. Stop having 2 different games, just merge old states. I think we talked about that. Make the trading post workable. We talked about that. More battle bundles.
Ooh, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
Go ahead.
No, I was thinking, just having different formations be accessible. Like right now, if you click on a button for a different formation, sometimes it'll save it as a new formation, and you're just double up, and you're like, I literally spent time doing this, and now I just push 1 and then 2, and it saved 1 as 2, and you're like, you never know when it's going to happen. But it was nice to be able to preset those and just kind of send them out the way you want.
So
smooth out.
I had a thought for that. A lock formation button. So you take your formations and you have your like set formations that are just kind of like you can change them and adjust them on the fly. But then you have a 1 or a 2 that is a lock formation. Like no matter what happens, you are not allowed to send out that march with that as exact troops. And I think that would help a lot with like traps or with like, just sending reinforcements. Like these are my lock reinforcements that I know work for my stats and stuff. Those would be good.
Yeah. And what was the
it won't be anything that's new code wise. They have the building lock, so they can easily implement the formation lock.
Yeah.
The other was to switch heroes when you're in a tower. Be able to switch the heroes that you have. Like, so you could have heroes to attack, and then once you're ahead of a tower, you can switch the heroes that are in that tower that might have stronger defense or something along those lines. Allow you to kind of basically manipulate your heroes once you're in. That what I feel like would be cool. But I mean, for most people, it's going to be like, just me, Zoe, and Ash. That's it. But I mean, if you could sprinkle in and be like, I see who's coming. Let me go ahead and put Wolf in there. Or, Ray and Rolex or something like that. Just allow for it to be more of a involvement in getting the other heroes that you've invested in that are just sitting on the sideline back into the game. So if you are just coming into an older state and you're just getting in and you just have Mio, Zoe, and Ash, you're okay. But if you've been playing the entire time and you actually have all of these, there's no advantage between the two, which is a shame.
Well, and then you factor in the newer states that would have the training academy. Like the older states don't know about it, but the training academy is pretty dope. And I'm still trying to figure out how that mechanic works. I haven't seen a whole lot of information about it, but I've been testing it, like just randomly hitting dudes like Daedric, and just seeing the mechanics of that to see if they really actually hit as hard as my high levels, and they're hitting pretty hard as a level 1 that I've just put in the training academy for level 50 or whatever. So
yeah,
that would be interesting if you had that aspect and could switch out your heroes with the ones that are in the training academy, so that you can have your more powerful heroes doing something else, but you still have a decent one in defense.
Yeah, it's basically. Have you seen it, Daedric?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I thought that was a great. I was like, no way.
I'm gonna get Daedric on 359.
It was like it was just like that was mind blowing. And you still have to rank them up, and you still have to rank up your lowest player in order to kind of get everyone in the academy continually up there to where they're viable. But it's very, very good system. I mean, the new game it's far superior. It really is. I mean, there's so many different stances that you can take, and there's so many different strategies that you have to account for now. Especially with even where to spend your alliance tech. Because the alliance tech is so is built out so much further that it's insane. So, there needs to be a meshing of the worlds to kind of make.
Thank you, Foxy. Foxy said she'll send us a link on the training academy so we can figure it out. And Bean, I'm just kind of browsing through chat, and I don't want to disrupt Daedric too much, but Bean said something that some of these things would be nice to see, but create a ton of overhead and the servers won't handle it. So we understand that if we tried to implement a whole lot of these things, obviously it's going to be just too much. They would be working on these little small projects all the time, and it might cause some server issues. We just want them to look at some of the bigger ones and really take a couple of the big ones and take a hunk out of them and like focus on those. But some of these smaller ones, like the lock button on your formations, that's an easy fix. I would think that was an easy fix. Of course, I'm not a programmer, but or like the flash of the white light and stuff like that. Maybe just if they can tackle some of the few small fixes, it'll give us the confidence that they are listening and working towards like maybe trying to work on some of the big fixes.
Yeah, this is a list of things to accomplish next year.
Yeah.
And I would hope that a lot of them aligned with things that they were already looking to do. So this would just be in addition to something that probably just, slips your mind unless you play the game daily, like all of us do.
Daedric, they want to know where the hat's at.
Oh, it's probably 1,000 degrees. I'll stream.
I checked my thermostat. It's 90 degrees in the house right now.
What?
Yeah, I'm in my office in the basement, which is really cool. So, but it's still pretty hot down here.
Yeah.
Next suggestion was unlock more VIP levels and chief levels for players who have maxed out. Give back the switch for chief gear. I know Bean was mentioning like the option of having offensive and defensive gear. This is something the devs are actually already working on, which is really great. Make the HQ skins and added benefits for sale at a reasonable price. They've already sent through a certain.
They're working on
that. Have better management, people with more worthy ideas. So somebody was just making a suggestion on having more of a creative team and creative ideas in the dev group. Having a decent balance between pay to win and free to play. I think that would be difficult.
That'd be hard. The skin thing actually, I don't know if they're definitely working on that, because the skin thing, to like get those skins, you've got to continually spend. You'll always have to be in the top 10 of survival of the fittest. If you can just buy those skins at a cheaper price than actually playing survival of the fittest, it kind of goes, why would I do survival of the fittest if I can just buy the skin? You know what I mean?
I think it refers to it because there are people who actually save up specifically for those events. So I know spenders who will actually not play any survival of the fittest event until it lines up with the skin event. So they've saved months of material. So they actually end up winning and they don't spend a penny.
That's a good point.
But I see what you're saying. I think when the survey dropped, they mentioned about it being released way after the fact. Like you wouldn't be able to access a skin until like maybe months after the event was finished.
Okay.
But I don't know what that looks like.
They probably make it like buying a temporary as opposed to a permanent anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Sorry to cut you off. Just want to get
No. Yeah, man, you know what? We're family here. You fucking cut me off as much as you want to.
Oh yeah, get off my back.
Same room having dinner. Fuck, that would be an intense time.
There you go. Make all servers run through one system. We talked about that, but this person mentioned try and show loyalty to players who have been in their state or game since day one.
How? How would you do that?
They kind of right now do it through skins, because if you've been playing long enough, you have the opportunity to win those skins. And if you were playing and you have those, you're in a much better position than someone that just came on, because they can never catch you. Even if you spent, they can never catch you because of the skins.
Give monthly discounts on bundles and offers and have regular bundles resetted and refreshed each day or two so players don't have to pay more. Work on customer loyalty and actually be beneficial to them when a mistake is made by King's Group and give them better compensation rewards for it.
Yeah. Compensation, kind of like, all right, here's, you know, not much.
Take player suggestions into more consideration as players in the community provide a lot of creativity for State of Survival. I'm just rewording the suggestion because the suggestion fortunately wasn't worded in an appropriate fashion. But basically, suggestions of players are a gold mine, is basically in Cole's notes form. Have all hero books, skill books rank up as they go, as they have done with 4th gen heroes. So they want that to be done with Gen 1 through 3 now.
You mean what? Say that again.
Well, as you rank hero, you no longer use skill books.
Yeah, so they want to do that with all of them.
Or probably anyone new. Because I don't think they'll get rid of it, because then they would have to compensate you for that.
I was about to say, what about all the biker carnivals that I spent money on to try to get freaking books? No, I would be mad.
Yeah.
I don't think I've actually participated in a bikers carnival ever.
I didn't used to, but then when I started really struggling with like my new heroes and really wanting to get them up, it's just such a struggle to get those books. It really is. So it's worth it for that, in my opinion.
Best value in getting skill books. Right now, I'm actually having the toughest time is actually getting, basically just like XP books for heroes. You know, getting everybody to 80 is a very tough thing unless you want us to start launching pack after pack after pack stuff.
Venom, I'm just going to change my flow a bit here because there's so many. I'm actually going to read 10 and then stop. And then if you guys want to pick over any of the 10, I think that'll just make the list move a bit faster.
Sure.
Because I do want to get through
everyone. How many you got? Are we even like a 10th of the way through?
Double, we have 120. We're at.
And these are not repeatable? These aren't repeats. What?
Great job,
well, then why don't we have 100 people in chat right now?
Exactly, right?
Like, you shouldn't get your stuff read if you're not in chat. You're not here putting in the work, watching the stream, listening to all our
We are definitely doing. Thanks for watching once again.
We appreciate it. Go ahead, Daedric.
Yeah, so I'll do 10 and then I'll let you guys pick them apart. Make manuals and gear and hero frags more farmable once new heroes are since new heroes are out, such as 3rd gen can be farmable and 2nd gen and so on and so forth. Make tactical gear winnable through events. This will at least help the free-to-play players. Scrap Alliance Throwdown. Some fresh events would be lovely. Make Showdown more interactive. Some fun shooting would be fun. Don't care if it doesn't impact the result, but would just like to have a march and have some creativity. Increase speeds available in the VIP store. So this person is referring to the new Alliance stores that new states have where you can actually buy speed ups and stuff, having that available in the VIP store, more of it for old states. Now that state versus state is here, we can all see the states and above 200 are at similar power level to older states. I'm not sure what this person means by that. Buying bigger packs should reward way more, like the $100 pack should not just be 2 times the reward of the $50 pack. Higher price packs should have more in them. When doing small challenges, please communicate them better. Every single update has small changes that annoy people. Battle changes to trap, hospital limit, etc. Give older states some extra content like the newer states have. If you've spent a fortune in an old state, you are not going to spend in another state or not necessarily as much. Stop changing things that are working. If it's not broken, don't fix it. The chat update is a nice example of how upset a community by putting time into something like that absolutely needed no reworking at all. Those are the 10.
Okay. Out of those, was there any ones that like really stood out to you? as a must or needs to look at?
The communication of the changes to trap and battle mechanics should be a little bit more like, kind of thrown out there because it's just, I mean, that's a big part of the game. I mean, that's the entire game. I mean, trap is one of the main ways that people get gear. So they depend on it. And if that changes, overnight and people have to kind of like go through and suffer, not being as strong in trap because of it, that's a shame. Um, and it's not their fault. It's, you've been playing the game that you thought was right and the way that it was kind of taught to you, and then it completely changes, and then, you've got to scramble. There's been such a variance with every patch to trap that it's, it kind of, you can kind of see it when players in older states come on and they're like, oh, great, let's talk about trap. I mean, because that it shouldn't be like that. Just like horde shouldn't be like that either. There's scenarios where it's like, wow, how did we lose that horde event? It didn't make any sense or something along those lines. Because you don't see it coming. And if there's something that they need to make you aware of that they're changing, that's part of that has a lot of people participating in it, they need to make sure that people are aware of it. And even if it's just like, hey, we changed battle mechanics, take a look, before you start going ahead and like just running through things or attacking like crazy, or doing something that's completely unlike you. Protect the players that have been playing the way that they've been playing for a long time.
Yeah, I would actually, to speak on that, I'd screenshotted one of their messages. It was just like a in-game mail. And I had screenshot it and I can't find it now, of course, when I need it because I've got too many random things in here. But I thought the way they worded it, it was the one where they talk about the complaints on the power drop after the latest update. Now, granted, that shouldn't have happened, of course, but I like the fact that they kind of addressed that, and they're saying how they're going to rectify it, and they're saying how they're, this is something that we're working on. I think if they would do that for prior to every change and say, look, this is something that we're working on. We want to try to do this change, see how it works. Please give us your feedback on it. Instead of saying, this is what's happening and this is what you're going to have to deal with, or it happens and then addressing it afterwards. I think that we would be more open if we felt like we were not beta testing it, but we're actually part of the changes and integrated in, like giving feedback on how they did with them. So I don't know. I think that's where the communication breakdown is coming. Is that we're not included. We don't feel included, and when you don't feel included when you're spending a whole lot of money, that's a bad thing. Never turns out good.
I feel like there's also a place in the game, that for players that to get more involvement of players that are free to play, there's a couple bunkers that they put out there or a facility they put out there for certain level players, so this way one alliance can't basically dominate the entire map. I mean, the game should, I understand protecting the spenders without question. If you spend, you should be able to be protected and you should be able to kind of do what you want. But at the same time, you need to protect the players that actually keep the state alive.
Yeah.
You don't have things in place, you really could just run through and dominate an entire map if you really wanted to.
Well,
you have place, why wouldn't you? So, but there's got to be some protections because they've already looked at protections in state versus state where you only get where you can only get points if you attack 3 levels down. That shouldn't be the only protection that the game offers you in the entire game. There's got to be a certain way to kind of make that.
I think they're trying to address that, but in the newer states, because some of the tower play, the tactics that are involved in tower play, is some of those the analyst buildings. If you play them correctly, you can totally like take a whole bunch from like much stronger alliances because you play them strategically. Because the tower defense is so buffed, like it's so OP that once you get those towers down, and those involved by strategically doing your towers and bringing in money, bringing in resources, you can combat that power difference. But we don't have that in the old states, like you said. And I know that everybody's in the chat talking about, doing this so that people will play the game and want to use their troops. Nobody wants to send their troops to a brick wall to suicide them. And I don't care who you are and what you say, but if you have absolutely zero chance of winning, why would you do it? So that is what, and he keeps over and over saying this, and I want to say this over and over again. If you have zero chance of winning, why would you do it? If you can answer me that, then we'll talk. But that's not, you got to give people a chance to play for them to enjoy it. And I think the new states are kind of trying to tweak that. So I wish they would bring that into the older states, like bring that so that we can have fun in the game again, doing stuff like that. So I'm off my soapbox now. Go ahead. Sorry, Deidre.
All good. This is great. So I'm just going to take a quick sidebar here. Like, this is exactly what we're aiming for. And I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. We built a family here in our stream, Score and Silver, who are not here, but, us and anyone else who's participated, it's the player and the community that really drives change. And the fact that we've seen some of our ideas that we've talked about implemented, the fact that we have, all these people in chat, trolls and participants alike, the Discord activity, it is such a meaningful, impactful thing for this game. The devs watching this video really need to understand how passionate a gaming community is. And yes, this is just an app on the App Store, but there's apps in the App Store that have 20 million players. Right? Like they're big deals. And, not that State of Survival is necessarily going to be top 3 worldwide in terms of revenue and player count, but you can be a pretty big frickin' deal if you buy into stuff like this and the ideas that are being presented. So I just wanted to toss that out there. Rethink some rewards and events, like Alliance Throwdown could use extra tasks. I don't think building gold gear is represented well by 350 points. No one in their right mind would pick a task with that point value. Also, rewards for Plague Zone. No one is going to play for Maddie frags and other frags that they've maxed out for forever. Remove kill event and place it back into the week where there is no capital or state versus state. So now offset the week that kill event lands. Make trading of certain things available. I don't need another 5,000 construction speed ups without anything to build. Make a decoration to remember mod corrupted builder. So I think there was something happened with a mod. I think a mod had passed away due to.
Yeah, I saw that. Ducky, do you know about it?
Yeah, Andy passed away a couple of days ago. If you want to see his last message to everybody, sorry.
Go ahead, sweetie. We couldn't hear you. Did she cut out?
No, it's
she's getting okay.
Yeah. We'll let you sit with that, Ducky. Won't put any more pressure on you.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry to hear that. That's awful. I'm sorry to hear that for everybody that knew him and loved him.
I think for that suggestion, though, whoever did suggest that, I think that is a great idea, just in terms of showing recognition and remembering that individual, for sure.
Great.
Bring back stories on Intel and events, or don't do them at all anymore. Think about big state versus player versus enemy content, such as players having the ability to fight a state boss. Make it possible to buy speed ups in Alliance Store, and make it possible to gift items to Alliance members if you don't want it. Make it possible to speed up rallies. Basil to old states. Just they have free to player the ability to gain the chief hero design, trade Maddie frags that you get from Intels and Plague Zones for regular legendary frags, and add new heroes to Plague Zone and Intels. Reduce time for Horde, so instead of a 2-hour event, I believe it is, cut it down to 1 hour. Create a sandbox. Create administration heroes that would provide buffs to construction, research, and troop training.
Ooh.
And add level 31 to 40 trap.
Yeah. Wow.
I would say yeah if we beat 30 yet. We're close.
Yeah.
There.
30 is east.
Yeah, I have a shout out real quick. Tits of Fury donated $5. It's Friday night. Grab a cocktail for the stream, guys. I have my Wounded Warriors streamers for a cure cocktail here. Daedric has cheese. It looks like Delete has his Stella. I love Stella, actually. It's one of my favorite beers. Ducky, I don't know what Ducky's drinking, but
Coke Zero.
Stella's not my favorite, but hey.
what does that say? Fluent in sarcasm. Yeah.
That's so day. Oh, I have a suggestion that just popped up in my DMs real quick. It's a 100% joke, I think, but the suggestion is reset Dace kills to 0.
I think that's a great suggestion.
Oh no!
Make him go on a rampage all over to get back up there.
Hey.
Daedric, one of the things that you just said in the last group was the speed up rallies. No way in hell should you be able to speed up a rally march. No way in hell. I don't care. There's no way, because you're talking about really not wanting to have a fun capital. Like there's no way that you could do any good. You couldn't even get points in that thing. I mean, like, there's no way. What do you think, Delete?
I am responding to a couple things on chat that are
ridiculous.
Yeah, my time.
Yeah,
and
don't worry about it.
So I apologize. Normally, but I had so many things running through my mind. I'm trying to phrase it in a way that's respectful, because I'm just always a respectful.
Do you want me to call the lawyer to read your thing again so that we can make sure that it's appropriate? Not offending anybody. Not going to cause anybody to get burned.
The last thing I want to do is offend anyone. It's not my place in life. It's not the path I've chosen to walk.
Daedric, how many do you have right now? Because I'm gonna. Wanted to kind of reward the people that are actually in chat and pull up Nightbot for their suggestions.
Yeah.
Do you want to do a couple of those?
Yeah, we've gone through 50, which is a good chunk.
Oh my gosh! And if we don't get to all of them, I mean, like we'll still submit them to the devs. Like maybe we'll still submit all of them to the devs and see what happens. While I'm pulling up Nightbot, you can read another one there.
Sure. Yeah, and the nice part is you have access to that channel too, so you can see them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Going forward, better all player versus enemy content. The game describes itself as a zombie survival game, but player versus player is fun, but they should concentrate on better PvE content. Ability for 2 alliances to officially become allies and be able to join each other's rallies and events. So almost like a handshake system where each alliance leader has to agree to the alliance for it to be official in game.
That would be dangerous.
Use the beta state to actually test. A lot of things are being implemented in the game that are not being tested in the server that was meant for testing. Create a developer team with a working customer service. I think we talked about that. They're actually 2 completely different entities.
Yeah.
Make the game more enjoyable for older states by updating the rewards on events that are relevant to the vast majority of players who have maxed out. Put every state on the same game file, meaning that all states have the exact same features. A couple of these I'm skipping because they're inappropriate. Utilize the community of players you have and implement new ideas like world bosses, small arena teams that can stack up against each other, make the game more PvE centric, and add a sandbox mode. Make the map bigger and add a fugitive waste area where nobody can be tracked, but staying in the wasteland would set a biocap countdown tracker so you can't stay there forever or it will hurt you.
Wow.
Put the numbers and timers back on bunkers in map view. I would like to be able to use hero frags on heroes that are level 80, so expand both the level or level rank for heroes and physical numbered level for players who are maxed out. Be able to swap items in the backpack for others, change bunker rewards, change fortress rewards, update intel missions. I know we talked about state intel, so having a brand new chapter for state intel when you first started your state, but also updating explorer mission because I think it's been stuck on chapter 13 for a number of months now. Reservoir Raid have a similar league system, so I think Delete, you, Venom, and someone else. It was Colossus or someone else, or no, Patient Zero. I think it was Patient Zero in the chat the other week mentioned having a league system. So it would be Reservoir Raid or a completely different event, but having it set up as a league. And I will stop there, so that we can get some of your chat ones in.
So, can I just say what my favorite, one of my favorite suggestions, and I think it was either Killer Nikki or somebody else did that, was being able to trade your items in for other items or for currency or for res or whatever. Every game that I played, and I know that somebody else said that you're looking at RPG games and stuff, but you can actually create this in this game. But where we have a lot of items that we don't use, and especially I can tell when you get to like max out players, a marketplace that lets you not just buy it with res, but trade out with items. Like trade out, you know, this item. And yes, of course, it's probably going to be way, you know, not as an equal trade. But if you have a whole bunch of this and you want to get one of this, you're not going to use it anyway. Might as well go ahead and trade it in. That would be a cool feature. To be able to completely trade items that you're no longer using, or frags or anything, you know, like I don't really need these speed ups because I don't build anymore because I'm maxed out. So I can use these building speed ups and trade them in for a regular training speed ups or something like that,
or,
you know,
like 4,000 legendary badges
or something. Yeah, anything like, you know, something where you're actually trading your shit.
So many.
Kelsey can't stop laughing as she starts drinking.
Hey, Delete. You want some of my 80,000 5-minute construction speed ups?
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, wouldn't you not take like a 3-to-1 offer to just get rid of them? You know?
Oh, and totally.
You know, and they'll just be like, well, you might want to keep them because we might do 2 more plasma core levels.
Which won't even use 10,000 of them.
Yeah. You know, I mean, it just sucks. It sucks looking because, you know, and you said it best. It's basically when you look at your backpack and everyone can kind of go into their backpack and look into it and just go, yeah, that's all money that I spent that I can't use. And it's just sitting with me. You know, and I didn't want to buy it, but it came with what I wanted, and now it's just there. You know, so like I completely understand that you have to have filler, you know, in order to establish value in anything you're selling. But at that point, you know, you're really just devaluing everything else in there, to a point where it's like, wow, that's just unfortunate. It really is. It's just, there's nothing else to it besides the fact that it's just unfortunate that you have to continue on that path and do it anyway, no matter what.
It's so hard not to respond to chat. I'm trying really hard, but it's so hard not to.
I know.
It is. It's like he keeps saying the same thing over and over again about like people would be able to use troops and want to play more if the troops were cheaper, and they would want to play more. Play more. I don't understand what that means. You mean if it was cheaper to build more troops, they would still want to throw troops at a place that just throw away troops because it's easier to build them,
or it would be even better than their top player can go around and destroy everyone.
Well, that's what it sounds like. I just want you to build troops faster so you can feed them at us for points. That's what I'm hearing, because that's all that's happening with that. Because you can't beat them, so whatever.
Venom, you knew we'd have a Karen in the chat.
I knew. We
Karen,
have a Karen and a
Karen.
Todd. We have a
There's
Todd.
literally.
Well, no, Karen's come in the form of males. We call them Alan. So whoever's in chat right
Alan.
now, his name is now Alan. Okay, we're gonna call him Alan from now on. Alan the asshole.
You missed a
okay?
donation somewhere, Venom.
All right. Okay, let's get to some suggestions. Okay. Here we go. Red Rocket suggestion. I'm hoping the devs will break chat and stay to survival. Oh, they already did that. That's not a suggestion, Red Rocket, but it's cute. Being back out chat change. There's no timestamp and I can't read who is posting. Yeah, we were talking about that early about the timestamp, and the names are so small, like it's ridiculous. Let's see. Suggestion to be positive. This is from Red Rocket. I think removing reinforcements from bunkers was great. Makes it easier for smaller players to double rally stronger players. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I think it was a great change. Not saying like, I know that everybody's like, oh, everybody's against all the spenders. Actually, no, I'm not. You have to have the spenders, and I love the spenders in game. It's really important. I have spenders in my alliance, and I want them in the game. But you have to, the gap can't be so big of a gap. You got to have some kind of strategy and tactics involved in this game to make it fun for everybody, so that everybody keeps playing for spenders and free to play.
I mean, we've got a spender in ours, and tactically they are very good. It's not like he just dumped a lot of money. He dumped a lot of money on the player, you know, and it, you know, it just, you know, unfortunately, it takes time to catch a player like that, even if it's possible, you know. But I mean, a lot of people, if they have no hope, they're just not going to do it.
Yeah. And there's the thing, people hesitate. I'm sorry, Delete, you keep cutting out sometimes, and it sounds like you're done, but then you're like, and then I look back and your mouth still moving, and the internet cuts out sometimes. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. Said, people hesitate to play at times because it's expensive to build them. Yes, agreed. But again, it's expensive to build them, and especially expensive to build them if you're sending them at a brick wall to die. So again, and I don't think they're getting my point, is that you can make them as cheap as you want, but it doesn't change the fact that they're going to die over and over again, and you get nothing from that death. So it doesn't matter how cheap you make them if that divide is so big and there's not any other strategy involved. It's against a brick wall and they're just dying for no reason. So
it's better that it hurts, because it kind of provides its own checks and balances. Because
I agree.
You know, if a stronger player comes through and they're like, wow, yeah, I won, but I kind of lost. You know, I just took 12 hours off of my base in those hits. And if you're not willing
100%.
to recontribute those 12 hours and building all those troops again, then you're like, what did I actually do? So it's a fair checks and balance system that they have in place. It's actually, you know, in the beginning it was like, man, this takes a really long time to kind of get your troop level to where you want it. But that's also a good thing, you know, because it can't be easy gratification, because anything that comes quickly just isn't worth it so many times.
No, I 100% agree with you about there needs to be a stake. You got to have stake in order for you to get that thrill of the battle, like that heart pounding. Oh shit! I almost got wiped right there, or almost did this. And if troops are too easy to build and cheap to build, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You just build them up and waste them, and it doesn't matter. But you want to have some stake in what you're doing.
That, you know, like when you don't know if you're going to win or you're going to lose in this game, really kind of like powers the game. You know, when you're like, okay, you got the countdown, 10 seconds till my rally, or 10 seconds till my solo hits. Is it going to get there before the reinforcements launch? Or, you know, maybe use some speed ups. Like, I really kind of want to lock this in. You know, that is such an important part of the game that you have to preserve that, because I think that keeps it more interesting than anything else. When it's truly a coin flip and you don't know if you're going to win, you know, that thrill or that piece will cause you to be like, I lost or I won. You know, I did have my gear right. I did have my talent set up, or I lost. Like, let me take a look at my heroes. Maybe I should have did this different. Maybe I should buy that pack. You know, that's kind of where everything lines up in this game. So It's the beauty of it. It really is.
Yeah, I agree, War Pig. If everybody was equal, it would kill the game too. We're not talking about equality. We're just talking about, making there's some strategic choices that you can make to win, still have a chance to win. Putting some tactics into the game that make it a possibility to beat anybody if you play it right. Does that make
Well, you
sense?
got her at the same time too. You got to
Yeah.
protect the space.
Yeah.
In this game, allow you to knock someone out of a middle, but when that player comes back, you can't hold it from him. So it kind of makes it,
Yeah.
yeah, you won, but what did you really win?
Yeah, or just the balance of maybe nobody can be good in everything. You're not going to be able to take every aspect of the game and be good against a spender, and that's not what you should do, because a spender should have an advantage. But do they need to have every advantage in every aspect of the game? Like, there should be some like places that other people get a chance to play some to keep the balance of a healthy state and a healthy game.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Colossus suggestion: able to set a formation on percent as well as number. I love this suggestion. I think this is such a great suggestion because it's a simple thing that is not going to bog down a server. It's not going to change a whole lot, and not a lot of time, but it will be a quality of life adjustment, because I cannot stand trying to get my numbers in correctly when I just want to get approximate, or I'm terrible at math and trying to figure out in my head what percentage I want, how that's going to equal out into my numbers with my march. I think it's fantastic. Lady Godava's suggestion: get rid of inactives as a consecutive 30 days, plus no need for them to be on the map.
I agree with that, actually. That's huge. I would say only for accounts that are not binded.
I would say, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I would say contingent upon binding, or contingent upon a certain level, because we have a lot of older states that are dying because people are bored. But if there's something happen, they might would come back and revitalize the state, or take back their account. So I would hate to see like a awesome level 30 get taken out just because they didn't want to play in an old state, but then it gets a rework. So I think that's a great idea, Lady Gadavia. She had another question: a max button when upgrading heroes to skip all that extra stuff.
Yeah, I see what she's referring to, and it works the same way actually when you are using speed ups for construction, research, and tech. You have the ability to use the amount you need to actually just complete the building or complete the training. So if you were to just hit max and it used all the experience books and badges and whatever, versus having to click 1,000 times, I would prefer that as well.
Yeah. At this point, for like XP books, I like, because there's only certain things, and every day when the reset happens, it's like, okay, I can use 10 XP books on like an older hero, so this way I can just fulfill it. So this way I don't really have to. I can kind of save it just so I can continually complete that task, because some of the old tasks that you can't complete anymore are still there. It's like, I'm never gonna build another building, until they institute another building. So why do I have to keep seeing that every day? But they also made it so you don't actually need to complete that in order to complete your daily tasks. So that's good,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, is it Alan?
No, it's people actually. It's they're bored because. You know what fixes boredom? The brick wall. They are bored because it costs too much to recover. Actually, no. I've been zeroed more than anybody in our alliance, and I recover like that. Not a single power loss permanently. So it's not about losing and being able to recover. It's about the fruitlessness of recovering and sending them back at you over and over and over again. Futility. I mean, like, come on. This is not a hard concept. This is like, I'm not going to send my troops to die for your points when I get nothing. It's basic concept. It's basic concept. I don't mind. I love fighting. I love to fight, and I fight a lot, and I defend. I've taken quite a few of your troops defending, but It's just, this is just, I'm saying, I'm not blaming you guys for spending. Great, spend all you want. I'm saying the problem with the game is there needs to be a better balance, and that's what they're trying to work on in the new states. And I think they should bring it into the older states so that we do have something more to play with other than just playing in towers with our friends because we have no chance. There needs to be more to the game. That's what I'm saying.
And there also is more to this stream than 125.
Exactly. Like, let's talk about and make sure that their names in the chat. Like, there's more to this. We have a lot of stuff to go on, guys.
Listen, definitely enjoy every watcher of the show, and if you want to contribute to the show, please do, but try and contribute to what we're actually talking about,
and don't fucking Alan.
I mean,
yes, don't be an Alan or a Karen.
And I'm also available offline. I believe we do share a Discord chat, so we can talk there.
Kyrie Bruce donated $4.99. I would love it if we could see state stats on who is playing, who's leaving, growing, etc., so we can see how our state is responding to our actions. Ooh. That would be cool, but I don't know how you would do that. Like, how would you bring in those stats?
Here's Go ahead, delete. You cut out.
It would be cool to see, like, like the state that wins survival of the fittest, what their winning score is, or like showing like a leaderboard of the events that you're playing overall, see where you actually stack up more than anything else. I think that would actually be a good addition to it and be like, oh, wow, 9,000 wins our open road. Like, wow, this state did 30,000, like, or something along those lines, like, just to kind of see where you're at, comparatively, it might actually kind of be, just kind of show a little bit more about where the game is overall, might promote spending, to kind of get to the point where, like, wow, like maybe things aren't okay here, and look how they're doing it. How are they doing that? Like, might reinvigorate things.
Yeah, on that train of thought, because you have the ability to go into worldview and see all the different states, is having an info button beside each of those states that you can click on, and it tells you the population. So you actually know how many players are in the state. It doesn't have to be active population, because obviously it's hard to gauge who's active and who's not, but general population. Have the ability to see total battle power of the state itself, because that also gives you a general idea of how active the state is or what's going on. To Delete's point about points, in that same information menu, as events are happening, a little tab shows up for survival of the fittest or preparation or whatever the case may be, and shows how those states are performing. Similar to how we have the ability in events like, Alliance Throwdown, where you're grouped with another, group of states that are at champion level or expert level, and you're competing for points with them. But this time you have the ability, again, to building on Delete's train of thought, is you're now seeing it in a global perspective. You can see every single state's general statistics. And I think it's really great marketing for the game, because that really shows that they care about their numbers. And for app games like this, numbers are important.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's, we say first to stay coming out, to get a rah-rah point out of it, like, wow, this is who we're up against, and look at what they do in all these events. Like, we got to get ourselves, in shape here. Like, what's going to happen? Might force a little more, state unity or kind of togetherness to really kind of crush that prep stage, which really is a spend event anyway. So, like, if you know where you stand beforehand, you might actually be more apt to kind of be like, okay, like, let's go ahead and get this going. We're going to have to bring it in order to win this.
Kyrie Bruce clarified her question, or suggestion, like, who logs onto the server can be transformed into data on a percentage for our state activity. The growth and the dying of it could be summed up. So I get what you're saying now. Just the logging on and the daily activity of how long they spent online. That makes sense.
And even if you were going to say how many max daily crates were awarded on a daily basis, people that kind of daily event kind of thing, even that would be like a telltale judge of how active your state is.
Yeah.
The entire state population.
And I 100% agree with that. Being opening the borders to older states would help a hell of a lot, to get influx of different power levels and combining different strategies and different state power levels. If I could bring delete into state 125, it would be awesome. I could imagine the screaming matches that him and DT would have. That would be hilarious. I would enjoy that. I just want a fun state. I don't want it to be balanced. I don't want it to be perfectly balanced or even or fair even. I don't want it to be Farmville. I don't want any of the stuff that everybody's talking about, like, you know, all of these sad states. I just want a fun state. I don't even need us all to be friends. I just want a fun state.
I'll find the way that things are. You know, I just, you know, it really, you know, the personal feelings that get hurt and the personal attacks and all that other crap. I mean, I could do away with that. You know, and everyone,
personal stuff.
Everyone like me to be like, hey, you're our savior. You can help us. And I'm like, yeah, I can help you.
You just like being the knight in shining armor.
Put your credit card right in the phone. Go ahead and type in the numbers if you don't already have it in there. And you just start pushing buttons like mad. Retail therapy, baby. That makes everything
I'm picturing Delete riding in on a white horse, and then he pulls out his card, shining in the air.
Here it
Instead
is.
of a sword.
If
you're going to choose a card, choose MasterCard.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo. That's the RSG thing. We have actually some Wells Fargo commercials for the whale players. We call them whales. So it's funny, this game doesn't have you. Do you guys call them whales, spenders?
Yeah.
So
you have Kraken, whales, dolphins. Yeah.
I'm just below a whale. I'd say I'm a dolphin.
You're a whale. Stop it.
Nah.
You're a whale.
Not compared to.
You're a whale.
Not compared.
Let's see. These suggestions, man, they're so good, and there's so many of them. Phaedra, you were a little ambitious with this.
Hey, you know what? So here's the thing. You have chat records, right? After streams, but the fact is, and so everyone who's in the audience right now, I'm going to say this right now because there's so much stuff coming through. If you are not on the Discord channel, RSG or Stickies, please put your suggestion. If it doesn't get mentioned tonight, please put it in written form in the Discord so that we can push all that stuff forward.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear, you know, not to like toot our own horn. I believe Venom did that earlier, but, you know, we're making a difference. You know, our show difference. We are actually seeing change occur in the game that we play and take time out of our day to play, you know, actually happen. You know, so like, you know, it's clear that, you know, the population wants these changes. And I think if we keep it up, you know, we keep moving, you know, we'll get the game that we want, you know, and you can't call a lot of games and you can't talk on a lot of games, you know, like basically screens and actually get anywhere. We are. So, I mean, that's a big thing, you know, create a game that just imagine yourself as a developer. You create a game, you have no idea where it's going to go. You don't know if it's going to sink, if it's going to tank, if it's going to flourish, whatever. You know, they've got a pretty good product and all we're trying to do is tweak it to the point where it's like, this makes sense. And we're getting closer and closer every week.
There's a philosophy I've lived by my entire working career. And that is, you should never be the smartest person in the room. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. So looking at the developers, and this is not to say this is their perspective, but I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. If I was a developer, I'd go, holy shit, my community and players are incredibly smart and creative. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I'm the one who owns the game. With that being said, I'm going to make sure I sit down at the table, aka these live streams or Discord, wherever the case may be, and take the feedback and build from it. We're helping your business be successful. It's the same thing with your states, guys, and the alliances you're in. You should not be the smartest person in the room.
Well, it's
ever.
Is it the planning fallacy or the overconfidence effect fallacy, where if the more you think you know, the actual less you know. If you really think that you know everything about this game and you're the smartest person playing, you are probably not. The ones that are the smartest ones and the most intelligent in this game are the ones that know that they don't know everything and they're open to learning and want to seek people that know more and are engaging in with those players. So I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah, quick story. I actually watched a documentary on Lego bricks.
Ooh, I love Lego.
Awesome. And it was like, it goes into how they almost went bankrupt in the 80s. And this was a company that was like flourishing nonstop. And they started changing their products. And next thing you know, it was like their CEO comes out and they go, 99.5% of the smartest people in the world don't work for us. So they reached out to like MIT to like, hey, what would you do with this? You know, like what's your, and it just reinvigorated the brand. And they started taking in outside ideas to make them better. And now they're like back to being just a machine, cash machine. So you really just kind of, you have to listen because, you know, there are a lot of people out there that are willing to kind of give you an idea that you never thought of, because an outside perspective is sometimes the best perspective that you can find, without question, a lot of times. So
yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I was just reading chat. Bean said, I'm hoping it'll get better. They are listening more than other games, which is good. I do agree with that. They are listening to the streams and they are taking input. They're trying to run beta servers. They're trying to do things. Is it ideally perfect and rollouts always smooth? No, but the effort is there. And we are seeing stuff. They listen to these things. So I think you're right. There is a hope with this game. Finn, what the hell are you talking about? McVenom won't read my mess hall suggestion. What is he talking about? Some randomness. He's so random.
Oh, so speaking of that, Finn has actually broken down the fact that one thing that I did not know that he's awesome.
Are you talking about the Don't. We're doing a video on that.
Oh.
You can't say it. We're doing a video on it. Finn and I are both doing a video.
That you've ever heard of something that you have no idea about, because I literally haven't said anything.
I've never heard it anywhere else though.
Finn is the part-time host of this show. Extremely part-time.
Yeah. Well, he has a lot of other games that he's full-time on. This is his part-time job, and I'm making him join the game.
I got you, matzah.
Okay. I need to know what Queen Karen, the Simp Queen, that's King, right? What is he talking about? Venom apparently
he did a $20. He did a $20 donation at the beginning of the stream.
Oh my gosh, sweetie! I swear I didn't see it. I
sent you a DM and everything.
I would have said something. I apologize so much, Finn. Can I blame Finn? I don't have the little thing set up here. Dude, I am so sorry. Yes, you are acknowledged. Thank you so much. I'll give you a special thank you in after stream chat. I apologize. What did it say? Did anybody remember what it said? Was it bad? Why are you laughing, Daedric?
No, I'm just laughing because it's funny.
You're so mean. You're such a jerk.
I mean, you're the one who didn't read his freaking comment there,
It was
Karen.
accidental. Jeez, get off my back.
So did I, Finn. So did I, Finn.
Wait a minute. What did Finn just say?
He said I sent you a text and a PM in Discord, and I did too.
I'm not even looking at my stuff. I was like, sorry.
Outside your window, please disregard.
Yeah, super chat. You missed it. You missed super chat. Oh my God, you missed super chat. That's like the cardinal sin in any streaming too, by the way. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yes, that's right, Ranger. Look here, Linda.
We talked about most because we missed it. So
okay. Oh no, Finn sent me what he said. We'll gather an army of simps. What's a simp?
Simpleton.
Am I so old that I don't know what a simp is? What is a simp?
Simpleton. It's
no, it's not.
No, that's not what it is.
Delete's old too. He doesn't know either.
Quite old, but I look very young apparently. Maybe we should make that a chat challenge.
You guys can tell me in the after stream, in the VC afterwards.
Yeah, that would be better.
Yeah, tell me that later. Okay, so David, did you have a whole lot? I have a lot more. Should we go through a couple of them really quickly?
The remainder of mine are really, really short, so I'll just blast through them.
Okay.
So somebody made a big comment on state trap, capital clash, the other things. I won't read it just because it's super long, but whoever put it in the channel, it will get passed on, so don't worry. Preset healing amount, add more emojis, stop making new heroes. 21 is enough for 6 marches and a wall. Instead of nerfing old heroes, create a hero system similar to Alliance tech so that old heroes don't max out completely. And instead of extra fragments and hero gear parts, go to making small increases in statistics. Same with plasma cores and chief gear. This completely screws over players in events that max things out, and I can speak to that by experience. Automatic explorer trails, bring back final hope crates in the backpack in the new state, so apparently they took that away. Synchronize events more, so supply lines lines up with survival of the fittest.
Oh yes, that's a big one.
Appointing leaders and towers and headquarters instead of sending them back. Giving R5s the ability to do a release all, so it releases all people from the structure at the same time. Give R4s the ability to remove other R4s from the structure.
Please, yes.
Let the leader of the flag zone decide when to start the zone, not based on the first attack, so it can be timed. No training hero center anymore. Make a lucky fragments event. Make more small alliance versus alliance events in between big ones. For example, during Easter, you can look for golden eggs on the map or look for a certain camp on the map and get rewards for it. A way to block someone in PM and not state chat, so selective blocking. Ability for R4s or R5s to cancel rallies of their members during events if necessary. R4s or 5s can deploy a chat restriction during trap, horde, and fortress fight in their own alliance chat, so people can
that one.
And so people can only read and not talk at the same time.
But how will people know when I am hungry? Because that's when I like to tell people I'm so hungry. Oh my god!
Wow.
Give us more detailed report on trap. Prison to capture chiefs and buildings to give buffs when one is executed. Rework the March setup system. So tired of seeing purple heroes come before legendary heroes when they have way better stats. Increase the amount of preset marches from 3 to 6 because you can have 6 marches. More clear notifications in system mail. Group mails for strike teams during state versus state. Skip button to explore trails, so just automatically does it rather than the whole story. More events. 1 minute rallies on infected fiends instead of 5 minute. So same timer functions for rallies like fortresses. Mark allies and non-aggression packs with identifiable colors. So this refers to the ability where you have the ability to handshake another alliance and make it official. You can now color code other alliances on the map so you know who's friendly.
That would help a whole lot for new players. It would help so much for new players that don't really understand, like you need to check your alliance, then check their farms, check their page and their farms page, you know, like it would help a lot for like identifying that.
The ultimate insult when color changes after you do some dumb shit.
Like we're about to drop all our allies.
Awesome.
All of them are going.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. You're fired.
I've done that so many times.
I gotta pause at you there for a minute. Daedric, Bean just donated $5. It's little. I thought at first that it was a dancing bean. It looks kind of like a dancing bean, doesn't it? Like the shape of the bean, but then I realized it's a pear. It's a dancing pear, and it says "Keep it up."
Preach.
Does she mean keep up the fight, or keep up the stream, and keep up fighting for them to change it? I think she means that.
Keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on with the forward momentum. I think that's what she means.
Yeah.
I noticed, Finn. Thank you very much. All right, go ahead, Daedric.
3.5 bad.
Some of the amount of BP of the rally is there's sometimes no time for counting. So you can see the power of your rallies that are going in. Ratio speed up with biocaps. Like we are able to speed up with a certain amount of speed ups. Bios would not be instant, but can be chosen, as we already know that 5 seconds equals 1 biocap. Clear broadcast messages from Plague Zone. Jesus Christ, please take that out. Nobody needs to know who beat a Plague Zone.
Every time.
Not only free random relocators, but free advanced relocators every 2 weeks, for example. Put a training speed buff, not just a training cap buff at settlements. Don't change the training formations when we launch an attack, because it can be an accidental click that refers to the saving of marches you guys were talking about. It would be cool if they added the hero training feature. That's in new states, they're referring to old. Allow R4s to move individuals during the planning stage of Alliance Showdown. So an officer can go in and actually move people in their lanes.
Absolutely.
And them to do it.
I think that's a huge one.
If we can't trade frags for maxed heroes, stop giving them out. Eliminate Alliance Throwdown task refresh timer if someone takes a task. Only put the timer if you're trashing a task. Shorten the timer for Alliance Throwdown, so instead of 30 minutes, something like 15. Make Purple Chief gear capable of acquiring without only spending money, so things like events. Game gives way too many badges for intel rewards. Swap them out for something more useful. Add info and reservoir rate about your total remaining troops in your settlement. Tweak bunkers so no more than a few top alliances can participate after the first 2 weeks. So it's actually restricting a power play Monopoly alliance from taking every building every week. Use new bulletin for upcoming events like Easter and birthdays. Give back the old calendar, which showed upcoming events. Remove gather during kill event. That is it.
I want the personal.
Pause. Thank you, Nero125. He's our Nero from our state 125 in our alliance. $5 for the chat. He didn't really say anything. He's a man of few words. He just zooms troops in where we need them. That's his words. He's awesome. Thank you, Nero. We love you, man. Okay, go ahead, Ducky. I'm sorry.
I want the personal descriptions back. You remember? Day, maybe like we could write on our our profile. Yeah.
Delete
I want that back.
Like, I mean, it's.
I had mine. I drink your milkshake for a long time. or then I had a Big Lebowski quote that was pacifism is nothing to hide behind. Remember the dude, the other guy, what was his name?
B.I. Lenin.
Yeah, Nero and I share that picture. Okay. Can Daedric, do you have any more? Because I've got some more that I could go through real quick.
That's it.
Okay. Let's see where I left off. The ability to play Lady Godiva, the ability to do plague zones with players in your contacts, which kind of would be cool, but I don't know. Then they would know a lot. I mean, it would be other alliances, right? She's talking about like your friends list, your contact list.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would be good or not. It's an interesting one.
Reset a rally. It's supposed to just whoever hits the button first.
Mm-hmm.
That would be pretty cool.
I have my own suggestion. How about you turn that damn contacts message off? Now that we're friends, let's get to know each other better.
Right.
Do you know how many guys that think I've been hitting on them when I put that in there in the new state? I like make a contact with them and they're like, well, what do you want to know about me there, sweet tits? And I'm like, nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, that caused.
That's when you're like,
just put them in the building.
First started the game and I joined Wall. I was talking to Luke and he friended me and he goes, hey, now that we're friends, get to know each other. So it's like, hey man, are you actually from Louisiana? Or I'm like, Jesus. I was like, that's really forward. And he goes, oh, dude. Matt, happy belated, bro.
They just said happy belated, bro.
Hey, thank you guys.
He's old too. He's 42. He's older than me.
Did she make you a cake?
I found the meaning of life.
42.
I like it.
Yeah, nerd.
Don't tell anyone. Then
Thank you.
You guys are so
Ben, did you make him a cake?
No. Not even
he got cake. I didn't bake it, but he got cake.
Oh. Yeah. Well.
He's
different.
He got a cake. He got a cake. I didn't bake it though. I'm a terrible baker. Did make him dinner that day though. Okay. Let's see what else we have here.
Another $5 donation.
Oh,
Oh, dang.
oh, he missed it. I'll get him back in here in just a second before the stream ends. Happy birthday, Matt. $5. Supporting the stream from Colossus 5. Thank you so much, guys. You guys are awesome.
Seriously, you guys are awesome.
So awesome.
Colossus. Oh, look at that.
The man with the sweater.
Man with the sweater. It's my favorite
Dude,
video ever. Okay. Let's see. Donations towards Alliance Tech be put into the warehouse of the Alliance. So this, I think she's talking about more for newer states. Don't you think so, Ducky?
Yeah, I think so.
Because in the newer states,
and I think.
Oh, go ahead.
And I think it's a good suggestion too, because it's. I mean, now in the newer states, tower hits are way more common. And so territory building hitting is way more common, but the only thing you really get out of doing that is removing it so that you can go through their tower chain to get to wherever you're going.
Mm-hmm.
But getting resources, we don't actually, I mean, we can find out how much the Alliance actually has, but it's literally just sitting somewhere in code somewhere. And every other game I've ever played, you have a warehouse that's a physical building that houses all of the Alliance's resources. And if you can attack as an Alliance, can attack that physical building and take resources.
Like Alliance raids.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. I don't know. That's a good suggestion. Killer Nikki, darling. Hello, darling. She just donated $4.99 to love you guys. Kissy.
What happened to
blow her a kissy face? Daedric, delete. Give her a kissy. She deserves it. She's awesome.
I want to know what happened to the extra penny in her donation.
Oh, you leave off the last penny for savings.
Mm-hmm.
You get to avoid the tax laws.
True. Yeah.
You don't have to report that one.
Thank you, guys. You are so sweet. Okay, next suggestion. Nap for alliances during infected horde or influencer trap rallies.
Me.
Fuck no.
Yeah.
Nap.
You cut out some delete. Say that again.
Naps are for.
Oh, Nikki said it wouldn't let her hit 5. She tried. I like your $4.99. It's awesome. It's memorable. Tits of Fury, $5. Now she had to one up Nikki. Nikki, get her. She's saucy. Ooh. She said 69. That was her gem. So did Colossus with the 60. Oh my gosh, guys.
69 lives.
Is this from? I watched the stream last week. I don't know what the heck that Finn was doing with the stream, and I don't know what Delete and Daedric were doing with the stream, but it was bananas.
I don't know what you mean.
And then Ranger coming in with his little sauciness. You guys were just a mess. You were a mess. And this 69 thing. But I appreciate the donations, guys. Delete PM Mikey 5,000. Thanks for what you all do. Guys, you're so awesome. Queen Karen again. I need to know what a simp is.
I like that. You know what? That name's starting to stick. That Queen Karen, I have a feeling that person's state is going to start calling his ass Queen Karen. I'm going to fucking love it.
Language.
Hey.
Yeah, we don't really watch our language too much. Just keep it about here.
Like we always kind of maintain a PG-13, which is 1 4-letter word the entire show. We could break that very easily right now. But
they broke that like 3 times over.
Yeah, but I can't fuss at them because I cuss like a sailor at times too. I'm trying.
I got a lot of cheese in my system. Get off my back.
Okay.
Streak.
I want to get to some of these other ones before we hit 10 o'clock. Let's try it. Let's see. Lady Godiva, she's got tons of them. Donations towards Alliance Tech. We just read that one. That for Alliance. Bunkers facilities have Alliance rank restrictions after first capital clash. Yeah, I understand, but I feel like that might be a little bit too much of like trying to make it fair. In this game, war is not about fairness. I feel like if it was some strategy involved in how you can get that, I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like the game doesn't really discount the fact that like a really strong alliance really shouldn't be going after, things that don't make sense. Like why would you be going after, things that you don't need as a really strong alliance?
Yeah, just for the sake of saying I'm taking it from the rest of the state that we're trying to make stronger for SVS.
You just want to put what? I don't know what that means. Just trying to put your name on a little billboard. That's all that is. That's all that is.
You guys are cracking me up. Stop it. All of you, stop it. Stop it. Ducky has such a dirty laugh.
Well, you know what? It was an innocent laugh till you pointed that out.
It is a dirty laugh. It's totally yeah, you have a dirty laugh.
Now, because now you're giving Queen Taryn things to think about.
Hey, look at all the new members. Oh my gosh. What? Bean, Tits of Fury, Colossus. What?
Oh, we got ourselves
so much. I'm excited. Okay, awesome. Let's see what else. Gosh, I'm starting to lose focus here, Daedric. Keep me on focus. Suggestion, more formation with custom titles. I think we had talked about the formations. That was Colossus. And I like the custom titles where you can actually program it in not State of Survival, Swagah. We actually, one of their quality of life upgrades was to take our like presets, but really give us a preset folder where we could like say, this is this for this person or this is against this person, and you could actually set up formations like for trap, for CC, and then you can name them. Like mine were like my main biatches and this one and this one and this is like I would name them all these different things, but it's kind of a fun little thing to do in your I think that would be cool. I don't know how hard that would be though. Would that be difficult to do in this game?
To build on that, yes, it is possible. And to build on that, because the coding is very similar, and somebody suggested this a couple months back, is being able to give titles internally within the Alliance. So in other games, you can give, and it's actually only for R4s and above, is you can give them titles. So if there's somebody handling diplomacy in your Alliance, they actually get a diplomat badge. So if somebody's viewing your Alliance roster, they can actually see the R4 that has the diplomat badge, and they get a buff with that. So it might be like a 10% boost to resource gathering or a 10%, increase to attack or something of that nature. But you can give different titles internally. They get buffs with them. So it's similar to being a governor. Instead, you're doing it internally.
That would be awesome because R4s, take a lot of heat, and it's a job. My R4s rock. And whenever I've got like real life stuff going on, they definitely pick up the slack. Without being asked, they just kind of do. So that's awesome. And unfortunately, the game really doesn't reward you for being an R4. It's not like stuff in the Alliance store is cheaper or you gather faster or anything along those lines. It's just added responsibility without anything else. So.
If there was that idea,
kind of make that a little bit better, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I think that's an awesome idea. Who was it that had that original one of like giving titles away in chat? Giving titles away within your Alliance, because I think that's fantastic. You can also actually just have some fun ones too, like noob of the day or something like that. Somebody that messes up something, kind of like joking with them, or like. I sent infantry to trap the other day while I was yelling at people not to send infantry. Like that would be perfect to put that on me, like something like that would be hilarious.
I think they can also achieve a lot through the achievements. I feel like right now the achievements that's like the inactive button that's coming soon for forever. I feel like that could go a long way because right now if they don't do that right at this point, where your achievements you unlock and you go ahead and it just starts giving me reserves, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Or like badges for like legendary heroes or things that I don't need, construction buffs, for achieving these things, certain amounts of, you broke the holding a tower for 3 hours or something along those lines. Like I feel like that's got to be something. It's got to be something of value that makes people want to go ahead and spend into the game or take time into the game trying to achieve the things that are in that achievements tab. Yeah. The valuable portion of the game that they're just kind of not utilizing as of yet.
Yeah, the cool thing with that too is some games have a wall you can actually post your achievements. So you have your top 5 you can choose from, so people can actually view, holy shit, like this person hit 2 million troops, or they hit this battle power, or they were a governor at one point or something like that. But you can post it and just see. It's like a storyline. Consider it like a storyboard. So if I'm let's say there's a player coming into a state and the state is 3 months old, they get to experience what everyone else has been through. It's just a really cool, like Delete said, it's just another incentive for players.
Yeah, it's a way to provide a way to walk through the game.
Yeah.
That structure, it just goes, I'm really going to go after this achievement. And it's just like prestige in in certain games, certain just a way to kind of dress up what you have, and which is kind of what people are after. Everyone kind of wants to get a little bit different while playing the same game, and that's just a way to do it. So it shouldn't be that hard or difficult to kind of plan out, even if it's a skin or something. Wow, you've actually farmed 16 billion reserves because you just rocket that. Good for you. You've spent time doing something. You nailed it. Here's your reward. Should be something.
You're special.
Yeah.
So I need to do a quick little. I'll do it at the end of the stream. Yeah, I'll do that at the end of the stream. I'll talk about the members at the end of the stream. But Cara June just donated $4.99. Well, no, pounds. So that's what, $6 and something. Awesome. Thank you so much, Cara. I've always loved your name because I love Cara June. The Mandalorian's awesome.
Hey, Vanna.
Yeah.
I think there's also another code you're supposed to be giving out.
I will, but we're not done with the stream yet. You guys have
Okay.
to wait.
You always forget them. I'm just saying.
You're right. You're true. Very true. Very true. We'll give you that there, Miss Ducky. Sassy little minx with the naughty laugh. Let's see. Suggestion, let's make training troops cheaper, easier. This will allow people to be more active and not hug troops as much.
I feel like that's a brand new idea that we haven't heard.
We haven't heard that ever before. Ever.
I feel like they should just make troops free.
We've heard it 1,000 times in the chat tonight.
At all.
Donation towards Alliance Tech, we've heard that one. Bunkers facilities have Alliance rank restrictions. That one's one we just did. Team group explorer tournaments.
Like how many explorer missions that you can complete in
like what we were talking about, doing little mini Alliance events just for us, like who can get this many, but actually having like a place that you can tally that up in game.
Yeah, I still want to do that. Like who can find as many, like who can gather reserves off of like dead bases or whatever. Like, we've got some hunters, man, that are just finding bases to loot. Respectfully, of course.
Daedric looks like Chicken Caesar.
Yeah. Right now. I don't know the wish.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
Oh. Let's see. The ability to delete characters. I mean, I guess for somebody you don't want to use ever again, but like, how do you know you never want to use them again? There might be a new part of the game that comes out that they might be good for, or they might rework them, or I don't know why you would ever want to delete characters.
We did talk about that last stream where it was like Daedric would zero out Nicola and just reuse all that.
No, if they reimbursed you the fragments or the puzzle pieces that you would use for that, great. but not just to delete them for delete's sake,
They need to make Rusty the all-powerful hero of this
I
game.
agree.
They were gonna
Rusty got
him.
shafted because he was like the star in the very beginning. He looks like such a tough guy, and he's going to be awesome. And
the boot of justice. That's what I call it. Take a little taste.
Okay, this is my new dream. For my birthday, you two are going to dress up like State of Survival characters, and I want to see you do the action that they do. Like, I want a video of you doing it.
Delete,
You're gonna
stand
do
up, we're
Rusty.
doing it. Stand up, we're doing it. Here we go.
What am I doing? I don't have a
ready? Are you ready for this?
Do it. He's about to knock down his whole shelf. Look.
Oh, I don't believe that they have the bottom half.
Would that not have been funny if like claymores would have just started falling all over the place? Cat meowing because it got hit by one of them falling down.
Well, tripping into one of those things, man. That thing would take your eye out.
It would. It would. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. You guys are gonna dress up. We might actually have to have a meetup one day where we dress up like State of Survival characters. I'm dressing up as Chef.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Problem
Chef.
That's the WestCon.
Put on
Yeah.
a Matt suit, and that thing's hot as shit. So we'd literally have to go to Canada for that.
Or I could just like eat a lot, which I don't have a problem with. Or yeah, I like Eva too because she's got shackles and stuff. She seems cool.
Yeah.
But
I wish the
okay.
one so scant clad and objectified because of their beauty. I think you should send that to the devs also.
I don't really have a problem with it. I think they look good, so I like looking at them. It's fine. But I know I can understand why some people would be upset about it. Like, it wouldn't hurt to have a couple of men like all buffed up on there. I would be fine with that. That should be my suggestion. I would like to see some buff shirtless men. Thank you very much as heroes. And the way they do the women with the big, they're all out there. We could just do the same for the men in a perfect stance,
I love how they all have the Street Fighter like.
Yeah, they're bouncing.
Stands there and does. I have no. Stands there and does that.
Another suggestion that they should make a PvP arena, which gives daily rewards. I think we talked about this in another stream about having some kind of PvP arena thing. Being a suggestion, remove the limitations on evictions. I hate setting up for caps so far in advance.
I actually, you know what? I agree with that. Like, so cap is on a Friday. So sorry, for me, it's on a Saturday morning at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
But people start porting in on like frickin' Wednesday.
Yeah, I agree. I don't actually like that at all. And I actually don't like the whole alt placing thing. I can't stand that.
Yeah.
That was started early in our state by a couple people. And now, because it is now a thing, you can't not do it or else you won't get a spot because there's so many alts there. So it's kind of like now we're stuck in this alt farm placement holder and I can't stand it really. I don't like it. But the thing about the ultimate evictions, though, then you would have nobody would go because they're wasting resources and caps trying to get to the capital and getting evicted nonstop. I mean, who's going to go there to fight?
Plus,
I would
just start, evicting people that literally are about to launch their rally.
You know what? If you wanted to do that, then just say nobody can stop it.
I'll make you wait 4 minutes and 59 seconds before I evict you and just make you start your re-rally all over again.
Or you know what? They could do 1 hour before if you come in an hour before we evict or 2 hours before we evict. But after that, everybody can port in. Maybe something like that would be cool. Unlimited evictions an hour before a capital. Maybe. I don't know. I'm slightly drunk right now, so let's just keep moving.
More coffee. Rum and coffee.
If I'm going to stay up for the VC chat later tonight, I need to drink coffee.
Yes!
Okay. Make a store for bunkers like the new one in Alliance Showdown. Suggest an auction house for trading. They need to have more foods. Then they need to have a mess. Finn, you dumbass.
You know
Finn
what?
said his suggestion is They need more foods. Then they then need to have a mess hall where you can combine different foods like bread, tomato, cheese, and spam and create recipes that boost troops.
I feel like if you really wanted to expand the map feature, you would put cattle on there, which would give you 3 times as much food. But you have to send a march
You
out.
could cook steak.
Yeah, yeah. And then your alliance eats steak, and you get like some little power from it too.
Oh my gosh, you guys are
What?
dorks.
Here's a thought too from last stream. If you take Emily and you give her a cheese platter and put her out in the wilderness, you can like travel out to her plat stand and buy different kinds of cheese and shit. That would be great.
Okay.
It's supposed to be infected Emily.
Yeah.
Next question, next suggestion, Gare Bear. Gare Bear's on our new state. Only be able to make changes to formation and training camp, not when you're sending out a march. I did not know that you can send out a march and make changes. Can you do that? Oh, no, I know what he's
Yes.
meaning. He's meaning like as you're sending it out and prepping it to go out that you can change it.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you not want to do that though?
He means the already saved formations.
Yeah, but like he's saying only do it there, not on the fly. Right?
Oh.
That aren't prepared, that's for sure.
Yeah, you would have to be very prepared to. Let's see. Ricky Bobby just said good suggestion, Dale. I don't know what it was about, but Nightbot picked it up because it had suggestion in it.
I feel like I've only had one.
Oh.
So.
Speaking of 359, Buckfutter would like a shout out.
Oh, that's right. I was going to give him a shout out. Go ahead, Ducky, do it.
Favorite name ever.
Shout out to Buckfutter because he thought we wouldn't say his name on live.
Oh no, we're not that kind of stream. we say those kind of words. Buckfutter. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your ally support, and thank you for watching the stream. You're a funny dude.
Yes, I'll still get my Christmas card this year.
Let me just. Oh my gosh, you guys, stop rolling in with the suggestions. 4 more. McVenom won't read my mess hall suggestion. Infinity. He keeps saying she totally won't read my mess hall suggestion, and he keeps putting it in there so Nightbot picks it up.
Now for next week, we are going to have an update on where he's at with his settlement, so you better get on it.
Yeah, he better get on it. Cara Dune, 3-minute rallies for trap. 5 minutes is far too long. I agree that it is a long trap, but I think that would mess up the battle mechanics of like defeating the trap. If you had 3 minutes, I mean, it would. I think the 5 minutes keep it a little more difficult to strategize.
Or make it an alliance tech thing where you have to contribute into it to make your rally times different. You know what I mean? Like everyone donate to go ahead and make our rally times instead of 5.
I think you're on to something, Delete. I think you could create every event in the game could actually be an alliance tech that you could boost up by participating. I think that would be cool because that would give cooperation a little boost up. You know, like it would make it more okay. I'm done for tonight, guys. I can barely get out like weeks of sentences at this point. So I'm going to finish these 2 and then we're going to wrap it up and then we're going to talk about the members and then we're going to talk about BC. We're going to head there.
We're going to start making troops cheaper to go ahead and make.
Delete's done too. Cut them off. We're all done. Troops cheaper. Plagues ranking so you can see who is participating. Don't know if it was mentioned. Yeah, Tits, you remember, I remember you saying that at another stream too. That's an awesome suggestion. And then delete characters and character management, not the actual heroes. Oh, she means like just move them so you don't see them. Is that what she's talking about?
I think she's drinking.
Possibly. We're all doing it. I mean, we're all mad here. So.
Sorry, it was a long ass week. And I needed it, so I did it.
Yeah, it has been a long ass day for me. We have, our COVID stuff's picking up, the hospital's getting overflowing and now we've got a hurricane coming at us. So this has actually been very, very nice, guys. I really, really appreciate this. Just fun, chill, easy chat. You guys are awesome. So I wanted to bring up before we go, I wanted to bring up the members, those that became members. The cool thing about the members, we're working on that for State of Survival. We have an RSG that has like special tiers of like who's a member, and we have special things for the RSGers that play like Swaga and stuff, but we don't have it for SOS yet. And you guys are actually the first like exclusive SOS members that only play that game with us with RSG. So we're gonna develop, say maybe a VIP. I think we're gonna do a great VIP status on Discord for you guys. It's not set up yet. Finn's gonna work on it, and it'll give you a special shout out at the end of every stream where we thank all of our members. You guys get special emotes that nobody else do, and then if you link your YouTube account to Discord, you get the gray VIP. So I'll give you guys all details. Everybody that did membership today, I'll give you all details of all the things that we'll work on for you guys, and we'll get that set up for the next stream. Also, we'll do a VC after this. If you guys want to join, I'll probably pop in there for a little bit, as long as we keep it chill. Let's not talk about state arguments or anything like that. Let's just be cool, chill, community friends. Let's build up some of our friendships together in the VC. We can pick on Daedric, though. That's kind of a must.
You're number one.
You're number one. Okay. Anybody got anything to say? Daedric, you want to wrap it up, since this was kind of like you did the bulk of the questions and stuff like that, or the suggestions?
Yeah, I really want to say thank you to everybody. Even my attitude to the game has changed quite a bit over the past couple of months. Really thanks, to the streams. So McVenom, Delete, thank you very much. B, Scorn, who's not here sadly, Silver, who's not here sadly. So hats topped off to them and everyone who's involved in our chat. The message I really want to leave with everyone is, I think what's great about having streams like this in our Discords is we're your guys' filter. So there's a lot of negativity out there, and people, whether it's an issue or a complaint or people getting angry, we're a great filter. So when we pass along your suggestions and feedback, we phrase it in such a way that's constructive for the devs. That's one of the reasons why personally I moved away from the State of Survival Discord and stuck myself only in specific channels, because I feel that we're actually making more of an impact here in this community that we're building here than the SOS Discord could ever do. So, really thank you to everybody who's participating, and McVenom, I really want to thank you especially who got this thing going. And you've given really, myself and everyone here a chance to be a part of a family, a community, and have a great time. So thank you.
You're welcome. I love you guys. I love you guys so much. Okay, so Scorn's been dealing with some stuff. Good, real life stuff comes up, and our motto here is real life first. We are all good friends, and if we say, hey, I'm not going to make it today, I'm just got some stuff going on, there's no big issue. We kind of hop in. We have great guests that pop in and fill up the gaps for us. So we miss Scorn, we miss Silverwolf, but we're not judgy about them not being here. This is not like a job. This is a fun time. This is come in when you can, and have a good time when you can. And if not, we still talk to them every day. So they're doing good. We'll hopefully get them back soon. Thank you so much, Daedric, Delete, my boys, and everybody that was in chat, everybody that donated in chat. We so much appreciate it. That stuff actually helps tons. That goes into our fund for having meetups and doing cool things with RSG. Maybe we'll try to set something up with SOS one day, with our little community that we are developing here, which is really what I feel like we're doing. We're developing our own little community here through you guys. So thank you so much, Ducky. We appreciate you joining. We always love you, girl. You're awesome.
Thanks.
Thanks. Did you want to say anything before we get off about anything?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Well, guys, we'll see you possibly in the VC chat later. Daedra is going to do another rusty kick. And with that, and there's Delete doing his rusty kick. Oh my gosh.
I'm supposed to say that, Finn? 69 represent.
9 plus 10.
Okay, with that, we're definitely signing out. Oh no! Oh! Shoot! Hold on.
Other
there we go. We remembered.
For Big Venom to remember.
There's the other code. I did it before Finn put it in chat. Yay. Got it. So this is the second code is prediction, 1,000 biocaps. So that's 2,000 biocaps tonight we've given away. The game devs, especially one in particular, he's the promotions and social media producer. Awesome guy. He is really been trying to promote this stream and get us out there and get us going with this content and community building. He very much supports the community building aspect here. So he's been giving us these codes and we appreciate it. It's great for the stream. These are one-time use codes and they only last, I don't know, how many do you think they give? Because everybody's like, they run out quick. So
they go really quick.
Yeah, they go really quick. So you guys get them. Do me a favor though, don't share. Tell people that they need to come watch if they want to get the codes. Get them to watch if they want the code. So that would be a big help, guys, because the more activity we have in the chat, the more fun it is for everybody. So, all right, guys, we appreciate it. You guys have a great night. We will see you in the VC chat, and happy hunting.
Rock on, Alan.